All right, welcome to the channel. I'm Mike, that's the Scout. And today this is what we're doing. We're finally doing the ball joints on the Scout. So I got these Terrain Tough Extreme, designed and built for endurance. I think they're, I don't know what the brand is. TTX, I guess. Anyways, ball joints. We're doing ball joints. I got some for the driver and the passenger side, since just the passenger side is bad, but we're gonna do both sides. And let me show you what's going on with the tire. So, I don't know if you can actually see it, but you can see the different color lugs. And that's because the ball joint's loose. At least from my experience, that's because the ball joint's loose, which might be causing a little bit of like, is it camber, where it's like in and out? So it's like kind of bouncing back and forth. It's not super bad, but I mean, all it takes is a little bit. So, all right, let's get started. So this is my Timu ball peen hammer, 24 ounce. This is the first time I'm going to use it. We'll try it out. I should actually show you guys, for the Scout 2 front axles, this is a Dana 44. I don't know if there's a difference. This is like a 78 or 79 Scout 2 Dana 44. There's this little nut or bolt right here that goes in right here, which locks in this groove right here. And then to get the calipers off, you got to knock this piece out. And you saw the caliper just dropped a little bit. And then you should be able to, I'm going to get a screwdriver, but you should be able to pop this caliper off now. Or maybe a little pry bar, not a screwdriver. Oh, there we go. Let's see, what do the brake pads look like? Oh, the brake pads look great, actually. Wait! You gotta be freaking kidding me. I gotta buy new brake pads. Come here. Let me show you guys why. All right, so you're here with me. Let me get a light on this. You tell me what you think. This brake pad goes on the outside, right here. And I think it looks pretty good. It's got a lot of life on it, no abnormal wear or anything. Now, I want you to know, I bought these axles from a guy who had gone through them. He had put the lockers in, or had the lockers put in. He'd done all the work for him. I bought the axles, I changed the fluid, and threw them in the Scout. So, tell me what you see wrong right here. Right here. What do you see? Let's take this off. Now, I want you to notice there is a distinct curve on this. So you would think the curve would follow the disc, correct? So you would think, let me get you guys in here. You would think that this would want to go in here just like that. See how that follows the curve? Well, this, whoever put these in before had it like this. Do you see how the curves are opposite? So now, let's look at this brake pad. Do you see how when it was sitting in there upside down like this and the rotor was spinning this way, this part of the brake pad wasn't get worn down? This one was in there correctly. This one, I honestly have never ever seen that before. This was upside down. Like how, I mean, I guess it fits, right? It fits in there upside down. It kind of looks like, I mean, it fits in there upside down. It's really weird. Well, I mean, it's still got a lot of life in it. I wonder if I just grind this down so that it's all smooth, and then just put this back in there the right way. I could probably do that. Then I'll be able to get this back together today. Let me know what you guys think. Temu hex heads or hex wrench set. It's millimeters, so I'm not sure if it's gonna fit or not. Might have to get my standard set out. Yeah, need standard. Not a Temu set. I don't see the ring in there. But there is oh yeah, there it is. There is a lock ring in there. All right. Got to get this lock ring out to be able to get this off. Okay. Alright, so we got that off. Already tore my glove. Now we need to get this off. These, there's two of these big nuts in here. And they are what set like the preload on the bearings for your front wheel bearings. So you want to make sure that these are set properly. So the one in there that's already in there, or that's deeper in here, is the one that we worry about. There's another little ring in here. It's got some tabs on it that helps keep these nuts from moving around. Yep. See, it's got this little tab in here, and then it sits in there. I'll clean these off when I get closer. When I'm going to reassemble. I'm glad there's grease in here, and I'm glad it looks good. Looks like it's good grease. So funny story about a about a front wheel bearing on a Dana 44. So I had a 1972 Scout 2. I swapped out a Dana 44 front axle on it, and the wheel bearing, the front axle on that one, I didn't go through. I just bought it, changed the fluids, checked the U-joints, checked everything on the outside of it that I could see. Everything seemed fine. Ball joints looked good. Everything seemed okay. So I just threw it in and started driving it. And my commute was about 30 miles every day. I was commuting in the Scout. It was awesome. And I got to work one day and I was like, man, the Scout was kind of driving a little bit sketchy down the highway, but no big deal, whatever. It's a Scout, so it's going to be a little sketch, right? But I got to work, went and worked, got out of work, was backing out of my parking spot and turned the wheels to like come back out, you know? And my one tire just fell right off. It just fell and the Scout just falls down. So I was halfway out of my back parking spot, the tire had fallen off. I get out thinking that I'd like forgot the lug nuts came off or they sheared off or something like that. No, the whole wheel hub assembly came off. Whoever built the Scout axles before me, because they had obviously been gone through, didn't sandwich the nuts together, so they put the one on, and then that's supposed to go on there, and then that's supposed to go on there, and they're supposed to be kind of locked in like that. This one locks this plate against here, which keeps this from backing out. The way that it was put together was this was on there first, and then the two nuts were up like that, and they weren't that tight, so the whole wheel hub assembly came off just like this. Let me get another. Oh, there we go. And the bad part about that story was it jacked up the threads on here. It jacked up these threads, and so then I had to get a thread file and chase these threads, and I had to do it all in the parking lot of my work. So it was not a lot of fun. All right, we got the knuckle off with our fork tool. So that worked. Now we'll go over to the vise and take these out, these ball joints and stuff out, put the new ones in. So first thing, I just took the boots off. So you can see this ball joint, this is the upper ball joint. It's nice and tight. It's not moving. This lower one, and it moves up and down too. So it moves up and down this way, and I mean, it moves side to side. So this one, this is how it should be, where it's not seized up, but it's pretty tight. So that's why we're replacing it. All right, so this is what we got. It's kind of sketch, but not really. But instead of using a ball joint press, I'm just using my press here. So we're popping out the upper ball joint, and I just want to make sure it goes straight in there so it doesn't like gouge the edges up or anything. And there it is. All right, now we are pressing the lower ball joint in. Are we good? No, we are not good. Now are we good? That looks pretty good. Let's do the top. All right, so with the upper ball joint, it does have a grease zerk. So we want to put that grease zerk where we're going to be able to get to it. I don't want to put it, you know, so here's the grease zerk. I want to put it maybe at a little bit of an angle right here, so I can get to it. If I put it in like this, the axle might be in the way. If I put it in the other way, it's not going to work. So we're going to put it in at just a little bit of an angle here. There we go. That is good. So you kind of heard it pop. I could see that it was caught on a little lip right here, and I was gonna tap it, but it popped in. So we got our upper and lower ball joints in. Let's go throw it back together. With all of my projects, I like making them look new when I'm done, right? And some of this stuff I can't get to because of the wheel and tire right here. We're gonna paint this stuff up, make it look good. Oh, the bumper. The new bump stops, go watch that video. These are amazing so far. These are my old shock mounts. I could probably cut them off. In fact, I should probably cut them off right now since I got everything tore apart. But I'm not going to, because they don't bother me. If they bother you, cut them off. And I do want to say I'm going upscale because this is semi-gloss, which makes it look real good. Real professional. Okay. Do you guys have some gloves that you like wearing? I like these that are textured. These are XLs and I like the larges. I like those black ones that I've been wearing for the other part of this video, but they're Harbor Freight and they rip really easily. Even though they're 9mm and they're much thicker than these, they tear very easy. So let's see, this is the upper. And I already put this new piece in, and I put it where it's supposed to go. I don't know. I did what the directions said. Let's put our grease zerks in. Let me find the little, I think that's a 5/16. All right, now, what's the torque spec? What's the torque spec on ball joints? Let's see. All right, torque specs, this is 100, this is 80. Let's get our new torque wrench out. So I haven't used this torque wrench before, so kind of interested to see how well it works. I mean, I did test it out, but so these are already at. The lower is supposed to be to 80. So I guess I'm waiting for a consistent, that. There we go. Okay. Okay. This Vivor Tough Tools half price torque wrench is working okay right now. I mean, this is the first time I've used it, no complaints. Okay. Perfect. It's a little tight, but I think as we go, it'll loosen up. Let's get our axle in without jacking up the inner seal in there. So this part, you just want to go careful, ease it in. This type of stuff, you don't want to just jam it in there. That can really mess some stuff up. Especially with the splines on the other side, if you just jam it in, it's going to rip that seal up. And then just make sure it's seated in there properly. Wipe some of this old grease off. That's ripped, but we're just going to go with it. Okay, where did I put this? This. Let's put some grease in there. Good, we got that seated in there. So I put this all together like this and torqued it down to get this seated to make sure that the I don't know what you call it, stub, hub, whatever, to make sure it was seated square all the way around here before I throw on the other pieces. Just to, that's my own personal preference. All right, now this is nice and seated. Put this back on. Make sure you put it back on in the proper orientation. It can go, so you want it to go this way, but you can see it's got an offset. So you don't want to put it back on backwards because that won't fit. You got the hole for the lower bracket of the brake caliper. So you want to make sure that this gets on there nice, and then we want the dust shield on there also. Mine's a little dented. I'm not going to fix it, but that's how that goes back on there. Now we'll just put it back together for the final time now that we know everything's seated properly. I went and looked. This is either, well, actually, this is, let's use these Timu calipers, and I'm not 100% sure they're accurate, but it looks like it's 2 and 1/8. And I don't have a socket for this. I'm pretty sure the old Scout 2 that I had this style of hubs on, or of a nut, which is a little bit different. So it's a round nut with four grooves, and that puts in it. And I think this is, yeah, this is 2 1/4, but this is the size that my old Scout had, and I'm not sure if it's because I swapped these out or if it came with that or whatever, but I had to order one of these from the Scout parts dealers. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put everything back together finger tight. I don't want to mess this one up. This one is good. It's got a little nick right there, but because this is the side that's going to go against the bearing, and so I don't want to mess this one up. It should go. Yeah, so we'll kind of put it back together the best we can, and then when the socket gets here, we'll tighten it up. All right, we got passenger side done. Well, you know, for the most part. Just waiting for the wheel bearing nut socket to come in. But we'll go ahead and jump over to the driver's side and just do that while we're waiting. And then when it gets here, we can just hurry and torque them down. I obviously have to look up the torque specs for them, because you got to like rotate it and torque it and do different things. I don't know, I can't remember how to do it, but we'll do it. But yeah, that's it for now. Let's do the passenger side, or the driver's side. All right, so I got the ball joints in, got the grease zerks in. So again, just be mindful of the upper ball joint. So the lower ball joint, grease zerk's right on the bottom. Upper ball joint, you don't want the grease zerk pointed towards this part of the knuckle, or else you'll never get any grease in it. No fitting or anything will ever fit on there. And then just another tip. So most decent ball joints are going to come with, this is an installation adapter. So this comes with the ball joints. You can see the lower ball joint came with one, the upper ball joint came with one, and these fit nice and tight and snug right around the rim of the ball joint there, and it doesn't move. I mean, it's made for this, obviously. And then you take your ball joint press tool that you can like rent at O'Reilly or Checker Auto or whatever, and then stack that on here and then press it in. Yeah, so if you're ever buying ball joints, like buy some decent ones, because like I said, most decent ones come with a press tool like that. Right now, this is where we're at. We still have the wheel bearing nuts to do on both sides, but we're waiting for that tool. It should be here probably in a couple of days. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna kind of paint some stuff up, clean some stuff up, and for you guys, it'll be like that when the part's here. Here's our tool. Let's see, can you see this? Here's our tool. Let's take this outer nut off. And we'll probably end up taking this off again just to make sure it spins. But perfect. And so I'm going to show you. So this is what the nut's supposed to look like. And this is what the nut looks like when you take it off with a hammer and chisel like I did. It's got these rough edges on it. So this side fits in there, but if I flip this around, it does not. So I'm just going to take a file and knock some of these sharp edges down and make sure it fits in here. All right, we're back. I don't know if you can even tell. So you can still see the chisel marks, but around the outside, I just cleaned it up. So now it fits in here nice and tight, but it fits in here like it should. I mean, it only goes down, you know, half an inch or so. So let's see. Gonna take these two. You gotta take the lock ring out, put that down, put that there, and then we'll have to tighten this down. Let's make sure this fits on here too. Perfect. Let's pop this caliper off and just hang it up so that we can spin this a little bit more freely. So I did put some extra grease inside here, just along the way. The wheel bearings were greased up pretty good. Now this nut in here is what puts the load, preload, I don't know what you call it, puts the load on the wheel bearing. So what I usually do after I've taken everything apart is I'll tighten it down tight, right? Like that. So let's get a little bit longer. Now this will work. This will work. We'll just there we go. So you can see like this really doesn't spin, right? You don't want it like that. You want it to spin pretty freely. Like even that is not very much. It'd be better to be just a touch loose than too tight. Too tight's going to heat up the bearings and burn them out. But also you don't want any back and forth play, so you shouldn't be able to grab it and spin it. What's it? Oh, no kidding. Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. See that spins pretty good. Let's go a little bit more off and see if it gets too loose. I like that. There's probably a specific torque setting to set this on, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, now the outside nut is what really locks it down. And if you go look online, if you go search it, even ask ChatGPT, I'm sure if you ask Dana 44 front wheel bearing nut specifications or whatever, you'll get a bunch of different answers. It's probably between 80 and 100 foot-pounds. When my tire fell off, it was at like 0 foot-pounds. So I'm guessing anything more than that is going to be good. So we're going to go 80. I think that's what my torque wrench is set at. And we're just going to wing it. We'll see what it does. All right, same thing real quick on this side. We're gonna pop the caliper off here and just set it to the side so that we can spin this a little bit more freely. I left the nut off on this side, so we're good there, and we'll get this going. All right, do not do that. I had my finger in one of these holes and I went to spin this and it jammed right in here and went underneath and actually cut my finger right there. So don't do that. We're gonna get back to no stitches or anything needed, but it's bleeding, or it was bleeding, and it hurts. So we're just going to loosen this up a little bit so it spins a little more freely. All right, there we have it. We got the ball joints done on both sides. We got it all put back together. Got the wheel bearings all put back together. Got everything tightened down. I have two things that I'm gonna do. That's why I left the tires off. I got two things that I'm gonna do. I'll probably video, I don't know. But just a couple of things I'm going to do while the tires are off. It's easier access there. But I'm just going to tighten everything up, make sure it's good, then we'll go out on the road. And that's it. Thanks for watching.